So, just take a deep breath. I love that. You know, service has seemed kind of low-key, but I hope, at least for me, it seemed pretty deep. But I thought, okay, it's time to step it up a little bit. But I didn't convey that to Lewis, so thank you for that. You know, before I speak, I have always wanted something upbeat, you know, so I could sit there and get hyped up a little bit, pumped up, and kicked into the game. So thank you for kicking me into the game this morning. Well, here we are again. Oh, it's great to see some faces out there. You know, you just don't know how, well, let's see, yes you do, but I guess about 10 Sundays or 8 or something like that, I was in here having to imagine each of you sitting where you're sitting. You know, we all have our own pew. And we sit in our pew. And I had to imagine each of you there sitting where you sit every Sunday. So it's good to see some faces here. And for those who cannot be here, I still see you, so I want you to know that. Yes. My mother used to say, I have eyes in the back of my head. That's how I know what you did. But so, good morning.
Good morning.
You know, this morning I woke up with a scripture on my mind. One of my favorites, in fact. Especially now that I am in unity. You know, the Bible takes on a whole different aspect when you look at it from that metaphysical level, when you look at it from just being a book about something that happened eons ago, and begin to view it as your journey. It takes on a whole new life. And so, one of my favorite scriptures has come to be Psalms 122:1, which reads, I was glad when they said unto me, let us go into the house of the Lord. Now, when I'm talking Lord, I'm not talking about a structure such as our chapel here. When I mean the house, when I talk about going into the house, I'm talking about these bodies that we carry around. Did you not know that our bodies are the temples of the living God? Because we believe that in us is that Christ, that spark, our God, and not only that, there's nowhere we can be separated because we live and move and have our essence in all of the being that God is. Spirit resides in me and in you. On our YouTube channel, I received a question. I didn't know people could, you know, ask you things and stuff, you know, so I hadn't looked at that part of it, but now I know I'm going to begin to pay attention, because this was a name that I didn't recognize, so I don't know if they are just viewing unity or if they're in unity, but this person has been on our site twice, so that's a good sign to me. But they asked me a question. They said, do you believe that there is good in everyone? Now, I don't know if that question was triggered by the message I gave that particular week, or if it's triggered by the unrest that our city our country is experiencing. But I thought about that a minute, and I said, you know what, I'm going to address that in service, and hopefully they're listening. Yes, I do. You know, that's one of the things that we teach, that there's good in everyone. But that does not mean everyone's behavior reflects that good. When you are aware of what and who you are, you see, the what of me is my spiritual self, is what I'm made up of. The who of me is that personality, Vernetta, the one that sometimes walks the straight path and sometimes might take a little step over here for a minute until she realizes what she is, which brings me back in alignment. So, connection is the thing. When you remember that you are connected to the source, if we're going to say that source is all good, then what does that mean? Because all of us are connected, not just some people. Everyone is connected. But until you come into the awareness that you live and move and have your being in God, that spirit is in you, and that you are here to express the divinity in you, then you may think that some people have good and none and some don't. It's a matter of awareness, what they're aware of and where they are in their spiritual growth. Now, I like to think everyone is on the path. And you know what that is? That's looking through the appearance. Because we know some things are going on, aren't they? But that's not the truth about the universe. We're holding to the truth, and the truth is, because we want to get these vibrations out there, the truth is we're love, we're peace, we're joy, we're offsprings of the Most High. We're connected. There's no separation. We're all one. I know I've been saying that a lot lately, but I've been saying that a lot because I want people to get into that essence of what that means. You can have the best life you've ever had, even in a pandemic, because in you is that's eternal. In you is that can move forward. But you know what? You can't stop at the appearance. You can't say, well, I'm not going to pray because it's not going to make any difference. Oh, you put your essence out there. I already see a change coming. Enough of us are coming together that you're beginning to see a tide change. I talked the other week about things getting stirred up. That's because that old stuff does not want to come into this, I like this word, into this new norm. That old stuff wants to still think that there's a separation between you and I. There's a difference because of our skin color. There's a difference because of who we choose to be in a physical relationship with. But there's no separation. None. So, what does that have to do, Vernetta, with this lesson? Oh, you know, we were planted on this earth plane to experience and to come into an awareness of our true identity. Each one of us is important to the whole. Each one of us, it's almost like throwing a pebble in a pond and it ripples out. Each one of us are part of those ripples. You know, we come to a fork in the road. Now, those of us in this room and those of us listening to this message, we're here all the time because we've come to the fork in the road. And at that point that we are right now, we're ready to answer this important question. And that question is to be or not to be. And as the secretary for Unity Church of Light says, you like those ... dots you put when you write that. To be or not to be ... that which we were created to be. You see, in our hearts, we want to be the fullest expression of God, don't we? I'm not by myself, right? That's why we're here. We want to be the fullest expressions of God that we can be. That's how we want to show up. But often we think that comes with a sacrifice, that comes with giving up something that we're trying to hold on to. You know, I think about when I was growing up, and I come from a strict religious family. You had to go to church on Sundays, and that, you know, that brought up the little rebellious spirit in us younger ones, you know. Why we have to go there, you know? Why we have to go somewhere where we just sit and look at somebody talking, you know? But if you didn't go, you didn't do anything else during the week. You were not only punished for Sunday, but during the whole week, you could do nothing after school but come home. It was a very strict religious upbringing. And so I said, and several of us said, well, when I grow up, I'm not going to church and I'm not going to do all that stuff. I'll just wait until I get old like Grandma and then I'll go. It's an old folks thing. It's not for me, you know. I'm ready to have fun. Little did I know the fun is when you live in that spiritual realm. That's when you feel the true joy in your heart. That's when the love bubbles up and over. We just said growing love. That's when the love grows within. That's when it's not a burden. That's when it's not a matter of sacrifice. It's freeing yourself, letting yourself be what you were created to be. It's making that choice to be. You know, often we straddle the fence. Oops, uh-oh. What was that? Anybody ever straddle the fence? You know, you're like over here, you're thinking, okay, that's one. I am a spiritual being. And then over here, somebody says something to you or cuts you off in traffic. And it's a whole different story. That's what I call straddling the fence, living between both worlds. It's okay when those worlds emerge together and you live from your inner self, your true self, in them. But when you separate them, anybody know people that go to church on Sunday and then during the week, oh my, you wonder, wow, what are they teaching? Wondering, you know, we go along sometimes wondering if our faith is deep enough to make it across like others have made it across. We wonder, do we trust enough to keep going when things get rough? If I let go, will this truth really work? And how do we create a balance out of all of it? So that if I falter, if I take a step back, I still move forward knowing all is divine. I still stay the path. I still keep my direction, my focus. I still aim for the prize, which is the Christ in me, exploding and spreading out into the universe. There's a good example about how to go about being in this world. We have a human existence in this body and a spiritual existence that was created before the foundation of the material world. Jesus learned to balance both. He lived his life in this balance, and for our spiritual growth, he displayed the balance many times. He came among us in this human existence, and I think about the time when he was taken up into the mountain, and he was said, I'll give you all this if you just bow down and serve me. That air of consciousness, that ego. And he said, I'm sticking with my daddy. Sticking with that within us that's true, that within us that's real. God is a spiritual being. It's energy. It's not a person who can make choices. Not a person making choices. You know what? The fork in the road is time for us to decide to be or not to be. How do you want to live out your moments on this earth plane? In this moment and in this time? I thought about the other day, I said, okay, I keep putting this out here because I really want to do it, and if I keep putting it out here, enough people will keep asking me, and I'll do it one day. But I keep wanting to write about my journey. And and I thought the other day, I said, at what point did I decide? At what point did I decide where I was going to take a stand and how I was going to live my life? You know, Joshua 24:14 says, now therefore revere the Lord. Revere is just have a deep respect for spirit. And it goes on to say, and serve him in sincerity and in faithfulness. Put away gods that your ancestors served beyond the river and in Egypt, and serve the Lord. Now, if you are unwilling to serve the Lord, then take a stand. Don't live in that duality. If you choose to, if you are unwilling to serve the Lord, then choose this day whom you will serve. But as for me and my household, we will serve the Lord. Take a stand. Joshua chose to be. He chose to be the spiritual being he was created to be. What are you choosing, and what do you want to choose today? I know what you want to choose because you're sitting here and you're listening. We all want to be the highest in consciousness that we can be. In Unity, there's a pamphlet that says, implanted within the heart of everyone is an everlasting restlessness. You know, you kind of feel that, don't you? You feel something pulling at you that impels us forward and inward toward the great eternal good, which is not tangible, but is love at its purest form. That's peace at its purest form. That's a sense of belonging. This inner urging that relentlessly and patiently drives and lures us beyond is a gift of God. See, in us is that which knows it is a part of the greater good. And it yearns for that, and we move towards that, and sometimes we're restless. All this that's going on now, they're hurting and searching for who they truly are. They want to feel they're a part of something, that they see each other and hear each other. That's what restlessness is about. But don't look out here, look in here. And that's what some have not learned yet. They have not learned to turn within and rely on spirit. Trust me, it works. When you let go, it works. So, eventually I believe we'll all come to that point where we'll stand at that fork of the road and where we'll decide for ourselves to be or not to be. In this room, I see a room full of to-be's. Choose who you want to follow. Spirit that's within you. You know, it doesn't come without a price. And you know what that price is? Taking some time to get to know what that is, what it feels like. Taking some time to let it sink into you, to contemplate how you can walk this path. So what we're going to do now, I want you to take this question as you go forth in this day, as you go forth in your prayer work. Take it to a deeper level and ask yourself, to be or not to be, a spiritual being I was created to be, living here on this earth plane. And one thing I always ask myself when I deal with that question is, what am I going to do to bring that into reality, to manifest my true self? I'm going to start you out right now. We're going to take time to just take a moment in prayer, to take a moment in quiet. Leading us into that moment, let's affirm together the prayer given to us by Jesus Christ. The Lord's Prayer. So together, our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And leave us not in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen. And as we sit in the essence of this, take a deep breath and find you something to focus on in this room, or close your eyes. Breathing in and breathing out, knowing that this is a journey worth making. That we're at the fork in the road and we are going to take the path to spirit. Take the path to awareness and to eye-opening into what we truly are. Breathing in and breathing out, relaxing into this moment a little deeper. Knowing that there is only one presence. There is only one power in the universe and in my life, God. And I am making that journey down this path to connect. And we come to a point where we reach our inner chamber, that point and place where there's no time and space, where we can sit and step over the threshold and connect and know that we are in the place where the Most High resides, where there's no beginning, no end, where there's no time. And we feel the presence and wrapping around us as a warm blanket, enfolding us. And we sigh and sit quietly for just a moment beside the still waters, recharging and regenerating and replenishing, strengthening ourselves for the journey back into the world of appearances, preparing ourselves to withstand anything that may be thrown at us, knowing that divine energy has us, is lifting us to higher heights, moving us through. And so we take a moment and sit in the quiet and contemplate our beingness right here, right now. And as we feel the stirrings deep within us, and as we have stirred up the essence of all there is in the universe right here in this room right now, we use the power of this energy that we have generated. And we want to collectively send forth this prayer that was given to us from Unity Worldwide Ministries, to pray for our communities and hold them in that elevated consciousness. And the prayer goes, we call upon God's love in this moment, knowing that divine love is the greatest power in the universe. And we pray for those wounded hearts of humanity as they grieve and rage and cry in despair over seeming